Hey, everybody, and welcome to an overview of AI captions through StreamText. My name is Nick Wilkie. I'm the CEO of StreamText.Net, and I'm looking forward to walking through and talking you through how this all works. We're really kind of motivated to get this out here this summer for a few reasons, and one of those is it's Global Accessibility Awareness Day is coming up next week, so we thought that'd be a good way to kick this off. And talk through the AI captioning services. We've repriced it lower so you can sell that at a higher markup. And we're hoping that we've made it easy and easy to use. Now, this isn't for everybody. So let me go into my presentation and I can walk you through kind of the basics of this. So why AI captions? So the thing that we're starting to see is your customers are exposed to these all the time. There are situations now where folks are looking for this as a service. So it's not necessarily replacing human captioning. It's actually in addition to in a lot of cases. So in a lot of cases, human captioning is a primary premium service, but you have an entry-level point where folks maybe come in at that point, or you may have a lot of rooms or something that need to be captioned that in the past were never captioned before. So we're starting to see that. But I think the key is to get in front of their requirements and prevent that cross-shopping for services. It's something you can offer and you can still manage. It's a service that they're going to need to have managed. This isn't something that just runs itself. You still have audio and things that need to be connected. And those customers always really still will look to you as a captioning expert. And so that's really what the purpose of this is. The other features that are built into this as well that are very popular, multi-language support. So if you can't find a captioner in a certain language, this is a great way to do that. Something for Finnish, might be German, could be something where there are no captioners for that language. This is a good way to get those captions generated. You can also translate those captions into 120 different languages as well. So translation and multi-language support are also becoming key kind of requirements for this. And also being a backup for human captioning. You have someone that doesn't show for a job, you've got something where you need to switch someone on because of an equipment issue and you can't find a human captioner, that's another use case for AI. So again, it's not for everybody. It's not replacing AI or human captioning, but it's really a supplemental service to add on to your services. And it's also something your customers are going to be looking for. So instead of going somewhere else for it, we've got something that you can offer to them as well. So let me just go into a quick demo here and just kind of give you an overview of how this works. But first, I want to talk through some of the features of this. So let me kind of walk through. So it's just like a normal StreamText event. You're going to schedule the event, enter your event name. I'll call it StreamText Demo. Again, you all know how that works. All this time works, everything's the same. But the main difference is between assigning it to a human captioner, you're going to assign it to the automated writer. Once you assign it to that automated writer, now you've got the option of selecting all these different languages and things like that. So this is where you'd say, hey, I want someone in Finnish. And there's also different flavors of English here. Now, we do have glossary support. So you can upload a glossary of terms, and the terms can be up to 8. And these terms will help the AI engine tune itself for those terms. So acronyms, formal names, and things like that may not be coming out correctly on the ASR. This is a way to improve that. Otherwise, it's identical to setting up a normal StreamText job. The next thing you're going to need to do, though, is the biggest part right here is the audio setting. I'm going to use the browser audio, which is a WebRTC audio for them to connect to. But we do have options for dialing out to a phone number. So I could dial into a Zoom room if I needed to. We also support SIP connections, which are like a digital phone connection. Typically, those would be for production firms or things like that that have that type of infrastructure. So we do have a few different ways, but the browser audio connection is typically the one most commonly used. I'm going to run this demo. I'm not going to include the chat on it, but I'm just going to fire this up and kind of show you how this works. But that's really it. once I've picked all those parameters, I'm just going to go ahead and create the event. Once I've created the event, it runs again, just like a normal job, except I've got the automated writer. So now the big point is going to be connecting my audio. And to do that, I'm just going to click on watch here. Okay, I'm going to share this tab. So now I've shared my connect, and you're going to notice there's a connect button up here for the audio. And when you hit on connect, you're going to have to give it permission to have access to your microphones or whatever microphones it's going to be accessing. Again, this could be a production person or something like that hooking up to a Bluetooth mic. It can be just about anything. You can see I've got some different microphones selected here. And once you pick that microphone, that's the main thing. You're going to be acquiring audio from that. And you'll hit start call.
Welcome. Your call is connected.
Now that call is connected, it's going to start transcribing until I stop. And that's all there is to it. I'm going to go ahead and hang this up and kind of show you there are some different options. Obviously, if you needed to grab that Bluetooth microphone here, that's how you'd grab it. And again, this is the most flexible way for connecting to audio. So it's very easy to use. Technical folks on that side are usually pretty easy at connecting up to it. And once that thing's connected, it's going to run like a normal StreamText job. And you can see I'm back on the dashboard again. And it's going to run just like a normal StreamText job, where you can go into the event control. You can see that it's running just like you would like a normal event. You can also mute things remotely from inside of here. So I can go in and say manage calls. And if I need to mute that event, I could mute it here if it was connected. So you have options for managing that as well remotely. So if you had multiple rooms open, you could manage all those at the same time. But that's really it. Everything else follows the same workflow that we normally have for a StreamText job. And if I stop the event, it's just going to stop just like a normal job. And I'm done. So that's all there is to it. Once you go through that, it's like a normal StreamText job. Now, again, it's not a replacement for human. This is really an enhancement of a service offering. And a lot of the reasons for having this discussion is about the in-calls that we're starting to see. I'm getting captioning companies asking about this option. Can we offer this? Or we're having captioning companies have their customers go other places looking for similar services. So we feel like it's important, if you are going to be offering these and you want to be competitive with other folks that are competing in this market, you can offer that. Now, does it replace human captioning? Absolutely not. And if anything, it's an entry point in a lot of cases for human captioning. So what we're seeing a lot of is events where we've got the main stages will be captioned by humans, but then they might have 50 other breakout areas that they want to have captioned, which would be very difficult to do with humans in any case. So scenarios like that are typically what we're seeing. But in any case, it's always good to be out ahead of it and at least understand how it works. Even if you're not going to use it, you're going to have that ability to understand it. And again, we're here to help. If you ever need any support around that, we're always around to help. I can set up a demo, walk you through it. Feel free to reach out to us at support@StreamText.Net or info@StreamText.Net. And we can definitely set up a demo and walk through how this would work for you. Now I'm going to open this up for any questions you might have for the next 5 minutes or so. I don't know if there's going to be any or not on this live stream. Most people watch this on replay, but feel free to ask any questions you might have or follow up with any comments. And if there aren't any comments, we will probably just end this video, and I will follow up with, it looks like we've got a few. And I will follow up with a recording of this so you can watch this. So yeah, go ahead, Lisa. Yeah, Lisa, if you want to go ahead and just enter your question, I'll follow up. Can we use this with English, Spanish translate? You sure can. So you can use this with any of the translation languages. So the source language can be translated into a lot of different, I think we have up to 180 different languages it can be translated to. Can we add blacklisted words? Yes, in fact, we are working, that is one of the, currently you cannot blacklist a word from displaying, but that is one thing we are adding in as a feature for this summer, is being able to blacklist words and prevent them from displaying. It's hard to do that in some cases because we've had cases modify what's coming out and you're actually changing the conversation. So we try to be careful about how we modify things, but things where words, we already have a profanity filter built into it as well. So that's already in there, but adding a blacklist of words is actually something we're looking at adding as well this summer. Any other questions or feedback on it? And again, if you guys have any questions, want to follow up with me, feel free to do that. It's not a problem. Lisa has another question. If I had to change the languages manually during a job, will this do this automatically by listening to the audio? Not currently. And the reason we don't have that feature enabled is it's not very good at detecting the different languages. And by the time it detects a new language, it's usually 5 to 10 seconds into the conversation. So we have not added that yet, but that is something we're looking at doing. We're probably going to add a feature where you can have different speaker and have it identify languages you've already picked ahead of time and then select those. Glossary and accents. What is the quality? It really depends. I haven't been able to get any very good stats on this because you can pretty much make AI caption stats look any way you want to. So we use Google as our base engine. And the reason we use Google as a base engine, we feel like it's got the largest data set. It can handle the largest set of content. I'm not sure if that's 100% true, but it just seems like they've leveraged YouTube and other things to get that data. So we found it works very well internationally and with a lot of different content types. Now, the glossary and accents do help improve that. And they're basically if you add a term, basically what it does is boost that probability for that term up. So you can affect the way that it picks a term with that as well. So accents actually seem to work pretty well with it. It's surprising how well it works sometimes with some very complicated accents. Speaker recognition, that is something we are actually in the works of adding as well. That is on our list for the summer release. But speaker recognition is not very good. Just to let you know, it has issues with identifying the speaker and the speed required to do that. Because if it's real time, if you're breaking it, waiting a couple seconds to determine a language or a change in speed, that can cause a delay in the words coming out, or it can change the formatting and make it difficult to read. So for now, we've defaulted to a paragraph and starting a new paragraph when we sense a pause in the conversation. That seems to flow more naturally, but that is a feature we are going to be adding. It'll be optional. You'll be able to turn it on and off. So in the event of a machine captioner, that's correct. If you have a machine failure, as long as you've got the audio option to be able to grab the audio for that, you can switch it on. The same link will work. It's the same URL. Matthew, does it matter what I select as a parsing format when choosing the ASRI? You want to use the default parsing format. So when you do select that, you're going to want to make sure to hit that default parsing format when you schedule that event, and it will schedule it automatically. But if you ever do need to fill in the parsing format, which you shouldn't, it's standard text is what we're using. Oh, and Matthew, on your question on the best way to clear the screen, there currently is no way to clear the screen on the ASR. Again, that's something we're trying to work out as a command somehow that can go in and blank that screen, but currently there is no way to do that. All right, well, good questions. does anyone have anything else to add? And again, I'm always open, as you know, for a call or a Zoom meeting or something to go through and demo anything and talk through any questions you might have. The main reason for bringing this up is we're just starting to get customers who are getting RFPs and requests for this type of stuff. So we want to make sure we've given you the information you need to use this effectively. Great. And we just put in the chat the email support@StreamText.Net. So feel free to reach out with any questions. And I really appreciate your time. I know it's right around dinner time here for a lot of folks. So I appreciate your all time taking to watch this. And again, if you've got questions or even features that you want to add, we're always interested in hearing your viewpoint because we're here to support you guys. That's really what we're trying to do, is support you guys with these tools. Billing for the audio is not depending on the start. It is, you're correct. The billing for the audio is not depending. It's when you connect the call. That is true. All right. Thank you, guys. Well, great to have you all on here, and look forward to seeing you guys later. And if I don't see you guys, have a great summer.